mean, despite the deniers, this is a very significant problem. And it's a problem for all of us, but particularly for young people, because we have two intersecting problems. We have an energy system that is still predominantly based on fossil fuels. We, unfortunately, are still using those fuels because we don't have sufficient resources that have been developed through efficiency and renewables, clean energy. And we have also, when we look at being dependent upon fossil fuels, we have an economic problem that is not going to get better because the world is suffering under this burden. It's not just the United States. China is now the biggest emitter. India is going to become a bigger emitter. So even if the United States did more things, which we should do, and I hope we will, we also have to engage in the international community to convince other countries that are developing that there are ways they can still develop their economy by working with us on cleaner energy and trying to diminish the increasing rate of greenhouse gas emissions and substitute more resources from non-fossil fuels as quickly as possible. So, I mean, I feel like this is a perfect example where it's classic false equivalency. You know, if you watch some of the arguments about this or discussions about it on television, you have somebody making the case which is fully endorsed by the vast majority of scientific opinion, countered by somebody who says, I just don't believe it, humans aren't responsible, and I found, you know, Joe Smith over here who says it's not true. And you sit there and think, this is ridiculous. We wouldn't make a decision on that basis in any other area. But because there are big economic stakes in this debate, we have allowed ourselves to do much less than we could. Three quick answers. One, energy efficiency, energy efficiency, energy efficiency. We can do so much more about efficiency, and we're not doing it. We should be employing people in the construction trades, in architecture, in contracting, in other areas to be making our buildings more energy efficient. My husband's work on climate change at the Clinton Foundation retrofitted the Empire State Building. Did it take some front-end investment? Yes, but it already is on the path to being returned because the cost of energy has dropped so much because it's now so much more efficient. Secondly, we do have to work on diminishing our reliance on fossil fuels, but there's going to be bridging there. There's no alternative, especially in other countries. You know, I'm not crazy about the consequences of, you know, natural gas with the release of methane, but it is replacing coal. We have to be smarter about the technology and about the control of how we extract oil and gas in the United States and elsewhere to try to get as close to a clean bridge as possible. And third, we've got to do more to subsidize renewable energy and to create the incentives for smart people like all of you to come up with ways of doing that. We subsidized the oil and gas industry for decades. You know, maybe that was the right thing to do 50 years ago. Now we need to subsidize clean energy, renewable sources of energy, and be part of an international effort to do that.